welcome back to another video. There's some zebras over there, and there's some kind of bird. I'm not sure what it is, but I'll show you again. See it behind the tree? That's the bird. So see you in the next.
That was super fun. That was super fun. Every time
This is Micah on a camera.
Every time it takes a step, it bounces you up and down. It's so fun.
Yeah, did you have a good time? Liam, you were smiling the whole time.
We are ready to go.
Doesn't it like bounce you every time? Like rock you backwards every time it walks?
They know already. Thank you, Dad. That's it. Or if I bought 4 of that. Right. And I'm like, okay. I was like, yeah, no. I get $3 extra and get 3 more. So I said, forget it. And I was just upset and I wanted to leave. I was like,
Hi, we're on the
Heads
monorail
and
now.
hands inside the car.
Yeah,
Here at the Bronx Zoo, we're the headquarters of the Wildlife Conservation Society,
That's right.
also known as WCS. We have scientists in the field and zookeepers here at home working to protect animals all over the world.
yeah, wow.
Scientists and zookeepers need good observation skills to learn about animals' behaviors and ensure their health. If you see an animal, think about what it's doing and what your observations might mean. Here in this area, we're looking for a variety of animals. Look to your left towards the fences. We can now see underneath the shade a rather large
I wonder if any of
that
these
is a
birds
Barracinga
are
deer.
found
The
earlier.
word Barracinga means 12
Check out
sided
that
or
video.
pointed indeed. And if you see a male Barracinga such as that one, he may have 12 to 14 points on his antlers.
Trying to attract its mate.
Scattered about in front of us are our peafowl. Now many people call these birds peacocks, but the word peacock only
Yup,
refers
look
to
at the
the
rock.
males.
It's so
The males
interesting.
have a large plumage and
So
plumage necks, while the
interesting.
females have green necks and no tail feathers.
So
Together
interesting.
they're known as peafowl. We're also looking for axis deer, which have a spotted coat, as well as our black buck antelope, which are a little bit smaller and have a white underbelly. Now, if you didn't see those animals here, that's because they're on the other end of the exhibit to our left. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to see them as we go around in our tour. Turn your attention over to the right, you're going to see 2 farm huts. In this exhibit, we're looking for small orange-colored deer called Indian muntjac. They only grow about 2 feet tall and 3 feet long. The huts they live in represent an interesting conservation story. Good.
Hi. Farmers in Indonesia
hard to
live
see,
closely
but it's
with
in
wild
that shot.
animals, like elephants, which we will see shortly. WCS field staff work with local leaders and farmers in Indonesia to come up with the Crop Protection Unit. This unit created many different ways for farming to continue in close proximity of wild animals. One strategy was to soak ropes in chili powder and place them around the crops.
Animals in that one.
Elephants do not like chili and leave the farms alone, allowing the farmer and the animals to share the habitat peacefully.
Now, we all know that a species that is extinct no longer exists, like the dinosaurs or the dodo. The next animal we'll see was on the verge of extinction. In fact, the Mongolian wild horse, or Przewalski's horse, was extinct in nature. They could only be found in zoos. Here we pass by a herd of Mongolian wild horses. As we admire these animals, what differences do you see between these horses and the domestic ones we're more used to seeing?
Those horses look more like a donkey
You
than
may have
an
noticed that the
actual
Mongolian
horse.
wild horse has a stockier build, shorter legs, and an erect mane, which is missing a forelock. That's the piece of mane that falls over the forehead. Recently, Mongolian wild horses have been successfully reintroduced into several areas of Mongolia and China, from herds in North American and Asian zoos. Here's a note from one of our field scientists on the horses.
Jonathan Slatt, and I'm the Russia and Northeast Asia coordinator for the Wildlife Conservation Society. I believe that wildlife has a place on this earth, and my job is to find practical solutions that allow people and wildlife to thrive together. Jan Przewalski's horse went extinct in the wild in the 1960s. On a recent trip to Kazakhstan, I thought about the ongoing and successful efforts in that country to bring these horses back to the Central Asian steppe. The world needs happy stories. Watch the impossible become possible and to see hope restored. That's what's happening today.
4 minutes.
The Bronx Zoo received its first horses here in 1902. To date, we've had over 50 horsefowls born right here at the Bronx Zoo. As you can see, everyone, our horses have plenty of space to run around and graze in.
I like they actually make the environment.
As we leave our horses behind, we're going to be on the lookout for two vulnerable endangered species. One is very large, the other is known for the curved shape of the male deer's antlers.
Where's the deer? Oh, deer.
If you see very large brown animals, you have spotted the gaur. They are the world's largest wild cattle. Males can weigh over 2,000 pounds, as much as a small car. They can also stand up to 6 feet tall and are about 10 feet long. With their massive size and impressive horns, a male gaur can fight off just about anything, even a tiger. What threatens these huge animals is the loss of their Asian habitat and the diseases they can catch from domestic cattle.
Yeah, remember like when I
Look over to your right, towards the back of the exhibit, among the trees, we should now be able to see the backs of very large animals indeed. Those are the gaur. Take a look at the horns if you can. The ones with horns curving outward then up are the males, and the ones with horns curving inward are females.
There's more of them.
Among the gaur, you may see small, slender animals. Those are brow antlered deer, which get their name from the curved shape of the male deer's antlers. However, we currently have an all-female group exhibited here at the Bronx Zoo today, so you won't be able to see those antlers. Currently classified as vulnerable, these deer are continuing to lose their wild space. In many places, deer must resort to feeding on crops, as their natural habitat has been taken over for farming. As we practice our scientific observation skills, you may begin to hear noise coming from the concrete jungle as opposed to an Asian one. It's easy to forget that the Bronx Zoo sits in the heart of an urban environment. The noise you may hear behind you now is traffic on the Bronx River Parkway. The large fence directly in front of us is used to reduce the noise of city traffic with the animal on the other side. I wonder what it could be. As we approach the end of this fence, everyone remember to remain seated. We're now on the lookout for a tiger. Tigers have stripes that provide excellent camouflage, so they're often difficult to spot. They're so secretive that even professional researchers have trouble finding them. However, look over to your right, you're going to see towards the middle of the exhibit, walking underneath the bush, are a Amur tiger or Siberian tiger, Josie. Once again, look over to your right, he's going to be underneath the bush. This is our Amur tiger or Siberian tiger, Josie.
You can see it. Yeah, I see like an orange flower.
I see
Adult
the
tigers
tiger.
are typically solitary and live alone in the wild, which is why you'll see only one of them in the exhibit. Now remember to remain seated of all the exhibits to fall into on our tour today. This is probably one of the worst ones.
You don't want to fall in here.
He may be covered by bush right now. As we come further and further into the exhibit, make sure to look underneath the bush where you last saw him. Tigers hunt a variety of animals, but they prefer wild pigs and medium-sized deer. Typically, a tiger will gorge itself on a fresh kill, eating as much as 40 pounds of meat at one time.
I think
That's
I
the same
can
as
eat
eating
more than
160
that.
hamburgers in one sitting. Past the hill, look a little bit below in front of you, rather close to the rails. We can now see our brow antler deer again. On the top of the hill, we can now see our gaur. Actually, they're going to be all along this hill. You're going to see them at the top of this hill. Remember, the gaur are the world's largest wild cattle. And we have an all-female group of brow-antlered deer here.
Oh, there's like a little baby one.
Past that hill, we're entering an area where we're looking for the animals I mentioned earlier on this tour. Axis deer, Barasingha deer, and blackbuck antelope. We can see here a peafowl.
Where's the bamboo horn?
A little bit towards the back, we can now see small animals with white underbellies. Those are blackbuck antelope. Blackbuck antelope, like many species here at the Bronx Zoo, are dimorphic, meaning that the males and females look different. The males have dark coats and long spiral horns, while the females do not. A little bit below and in front of you, we're now looking at a blackbuck male. That's a blackbuck male. Note that it has a darker coat and the long spiral horns. In a few short moments, we're going to see a small bamboo forest. In that forest is a pig-like animal. This animal can be hard to spot, so remember to remain seated as you're looking for it. If you see what looks like to be a pig with tusks, you have found a male Babirusa. If you see ones without tusks, those are the females. The fact that the tusks resemble antlers have earned this pig its name. Babirusa means pig deer in the Malay language. Past the Babirusa, we're now looking for the world's largest land mammal. She's going to be to your right, towards the back for exhibit. We're now seeing our Asian elephants.
Yeah, massive.
Asian elephants are well known throughout the world, but unfortunately, they are struggling in the wild. Here we can see the Bronx Zoo's Asian elephant. Her name is Patty, and she's about 50 years old. As up-and-coming field scientists, the first thing you may notice about Patty is her size. An Asian elephant can weigh more than 10,000 pounds, so they have to eat quite a lot. For example, our elephants can eat up to 200 pounds of hay and drink 60 gallons of water every day. Like all of the animals here at the Bronx Zoo, our elephants get lots of personal care, including baths and pedicures, at least twice a week. The large tree stump you may have seen to the left of the pool is her personal back scratcher. Here's a little bit about how we take care of elephants in the wild.
WCS works in the field with both African and Asian elephants. Here's a note from our field scientists who work with Asian elephants.
My name is Donny Gunaryadi, and I'm the Elephant Conservation Coordinator for WCS Indonesia. The first time I saw a Sumatran elephant, I thought, this is a magnificent creature. They will be safe because they are so big. But the truth is, they have declined 50% since the 1980s. Even though rats and insects cause more damage to crops than elephants. Because the elephant is so huge, psychologically, it seems more threatening. So when there is conflict, the farmers poison the elephants. In response, we created a crop protection unit to mitigate conflict and send the elephants back into the farm. And it's been a huge success. Since we started in 2003, no elephants and no people have been killed.
Now, normally in this exhibit, we would be looking for Indian rhinoceros. However, they're not out today. Something's up with their gates, and it can't be opened. So they're in the back being taken care of by the zookeepers. If you'd like to see rhinos, you can go check out the zoo center, where you may be able to see the white rhinoceros. Many people describe rhinos as armor-plated, but they're actually covered with a layer of skin that simply has many folds. Though the skin of a rhino looks thick and tough, it is actually very sensitive and needs protection from the sun and from insects. One of a rhino's favorite ways to protect its skin is to sit in mud wallows, like this one. Since Wild Asia opened in 1977, many rhinos have spent time enlarging the wallow we're passing by. By stomping around in the mud, a rhino can shape and mold the area to its liking.
How'd you like the 4 videos? Because this is the end of the Bronx Zoo series. So see you maybe next week. Bye!